Hi, welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful romantic Valentine's Day centerpiece that could also easily be used as a wedding centerpiece. We're going to start with this large red vase that I picked up at Walmart. If for any reason you can't find this particular red vase, don't worry, you can use any large vase. You can get these at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. They can be hurricane shape. Any type of really large red vase would work just fine for this. It doesn't have to be this particular shape. Now I'm going to use this candle holder that I picked up from Dollar Tree. And I want to get this sticker off from the bottom here because we don't want that showing in our centerpiece. And you can see that it's stuck on very good there. All you have to do to get those off is run it for just a minute under some really hot water and it will wipe right off. Now once you have that all off and it's all nice and dry, go ahead and put that candle holder right down in the center of our vase. And you can see there our candle holder is kind of sitting at an angle because our vase isn't perfectly flat on the inside. So I'm going to use some of these gemstones that I also picked up from Dollar Tree. And I'm just using the white and clear ones here. And we're going to go ahead and just line around the bottom of our candle holder all the way around with some of these gemstones. They're going to just help hold that candle vase or that candle holder right where it is that we need it to be, right in the center. Now I'm only going to use one bag of the gemstones. You can use however many bags that you like or whatever your personal preference is. I'm just going to use one bag for here. And it's just enough to hold my center candle holder right where I need it to be, right in the center. Now, once you have all your gemstones in there, next what we're going to do is use some of these fairy lights. And these are warm white lights. There's 36 lights in this particular strand. I picked these up at Meijer. They're normally around $7 or $7.50. I got these right after Christmas, but you can get these anywhere. And I'm using the warm white lights for this. And they come all twisted up in this little coil here. And they take 3 AA batteries. And we're going to go ahead and put some batteries in there. And then we're just going to uncoil our lights here. And I just want to make the strand nice and straight. So I'm just uncoiling it all. Once in a while, you'll get kinks in these. If you get a kink, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and straighten that out, like right here. I happen to have one. Just straighten your kink out and keep on going. That's perfectly fine. And once you have your strand of lights nice and straight, then what we're going to do is we're going to find the end and we're going to start putting that right down into our vase. And we're going to line all the way around our candle holder, going around and around, using up all of our lights. And you can just kind of gently push those down in there as you're going. If you get them too far pushed down, don't worry about it. You can just gently pull them up once you have them all in there. And you can see we're just loosely going around that candle holder until we get right down to the end. And then once you get to the very end, just go ahead and kind of pinch the end of your wire right over the edge of your vase on the back side. And you can just kind of tuck your battery pack right there by the back side so it's not real noticeable. And now I can pull these lights up if they need to be. And I'll just turn this on and let you see what it looks like with the lights on. Isn't that all pretty? The lights all glow red because of the color of our vase, and it just is perfect for the look we're going for. Now I'm going to set that aside, and next what we have here are just some branches from my backyard. You can do this with any type of branches you have in your backyard. There's nothing special about these. These happen to be from my oak tree, but it doesn't have to be an oak tree. Whatever kind of tree you have is fine. If you want to see how I painted these, I'll put a link up above. I show on my recycling a Christmas tree. At the end of that video, I show you how to paint all these branches. So I'll put that link right here above. Now I'm going to use these pruning shears that I have, and I'm just going to cut these branches down to the size that I think is going to work best for fitting into our vase. And we're just going to be putting these branches right into the candle holder part that's down inside our vase. We're not actually going to be putting them into the vase portion, but into the candle holder portion. The candle holder is just smaller, and it'll help keep all of our branches into a nice bunch there. Now, if for any reason you aren't going to use as many branches as what I am, a trick to help keep your branches staying straight up is you can make a little like checkerboard pattern with some tape across the top of your candle holder, and putting your branches down in between the tape will help hold your branches nice and straight. That way you don't have to use sand or something like that for your branches to poke into, and you'll still get the same effect looking through your vase with the lights on. I'm putting quite a few branches, as you can see down in here, so I didn't worry about that because I'm going to have several in here, and I know that candle holder is small enough that they'll pretty much stay up right by themselves, so I didn't have to worry about that. Now, like I said, you can put in as many or as few as what you personally like. And just kind of twist them around and decide how you want your branches to look. I'm thinking that looks pretty good right there. And now I have these Christmas ornament hooks. I also picked up some of these heart picks from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use those. I also have some of these heart scatters from the Dollar Tree. These are just hearts that you can spread out on a table if you wanted to. And so we're going to use each one of these things here. We're going to start here with our Christmas hooks. Now your Christmas hooks come like this. Now the end that's a little bit smaller, we're going to take that and we're just going to push that right together there, making a just real nice tight hook there. Just like that. It doesn't have to be anything perfect. And you can see how that end is right there now. And now what we're going to do is we're going to hold onto our heart, and we're going to twist our heart off from the little stick that was in it. And now we have just our heart there by itself. Now we're going to take our ornament hook, and that part that we folded, we're just going to press it right down into our heart. And our hearts are just styrofoam, so those easily just press right down in there. On that hook, they'll be very easy to just hang up on our branches when we're at that point. Now again, we're just going to take one of our ornament hooks. We're going to press that end down. Just like that. And now again, we're going to take our heart and just twist our heart and twist the little stem that's in it there, taking the stem out. And now we're going to once again, just push our ornament hook right down into our heart. Just like that. This is such an easy centerpiece to make, and this will save you a ton of money from having to go out and purchase one. Now that we have all of our hearts that came in our package with our hooks on them, you can see how easy it is to just go ahead and hang those hearts right off from the branches there. Now, if you did want to do this for a wedding centerpiece, if you didn't want to use the hearts, putting a little bling on there would look beautiful as well. Having a little diamond hang down or a little rhinestone hanging down from each of the branches would also look beautiful, and you can see how easily it is to do this. Let me bring this a little closer here so you can kind of see. And we're just randomly putting our hearts all over our branches. And of course, with it being this easy to put on, if you don't like one in a particular spot, just move it. It's that easy to do. Now we're going to take and open up this package of these hearts that are just cut out. And they cut several of these at once together, so they're a little bit stuck together. They're not sticky, they're just kind of stuck together, so just pull them apart there. They're glittered on both sides, so they're very pretty. And there's 60 that come in a package, and we're only going to use about 16 or 18 of them. Again, we're going to take our ornament hook and fold up that bottom part, pressing it together. We're going to take our heart and just put a dab of hot glue right in the middle of it. We're going to take our ornament hook and just lay it right in the middle of that hot glue and put another heart right on top of it. And now we're just sandwiching that hook right in between the two hearts. Just like that. And you can see how easy that is to do. I'll show you one more here, and then we'll go ahead and put a bunch of them together. There's our two hearts. Now sometimes when they cut these, they get a little ragged on the edges. Don't even worry about that. It's really not going to show. Now again, we're just going to press our end together there on our hook. Then we're going to take our hot glue and just put a little dab of hot glue right in the center. You don't need a whole lot. We're going to lay our hook right in the center of that hot glue. And then we'll put another heart right on top of it. And then when you gently press them together, that hot glue will spread out to all the parts of your heart. And if you get a touch of hot glue coming out of your heart, just let it dry and it will you can cut that off. It's not a big deal. And now we'll just quickly go ahead and put a bunch of these right together. We'll do a bunch of the hooks all at once here. Now that you know exactly how to do this, this is a centerpiece that you can do literally within just a couple minutes, and yet it looks absolutely beautiful. And again, just putting a small little dab of hot glue right there in the center. Now, if you have any party coming up, this would save you a ton of money doing these on your own. Or like I said, if you have a wedding and you have your table centerpieces that you need done. You can see how quickly this is to do and how beautiful it looks. And you could save yourself a ton of money making your centerpieces yourself. And you can use hearts, you could hang little flowers, you could do some crystals, whatever it is that your theme is. For Valentine's Day, I think this is absolutely beautiful. And just randomly hang those wherever you see that there is a spot that needs one. And if you want to keep this up longer than Valentine's Day, you can easily just remove the hearts and keep the white branches, and it can easily transition into just a winter centerpiece. And there's all our hearts on. You can add as many or as few hearts as you want. Now next we're going to take some of the styrofoam, and I got this at the Dollar Tree, and we're just going to open this up and we're going to set our vase right on top of the styrofoam. Now I did not hot glue my vase onto the styrofoam because I want to be able to remove my vase and use it for other things. You can hot glue your vase on, and just to make sure that it's more secure if you would like to, or you can just set it on there like I did. That's perfectly up to you. And if you do hot glue it and you decide later on you don't want your vase on the styrofoam, with hot glue it will easily just come off. If you want it off, it won't take that much to pull it off. But with hot glue on it, it will make it a little bit more secure. If you are taking it to any event and you need to transport it, it may be easier to do that if it's hot glued on. Now for our bunch of floral here, what we're going to do is we're just going to push all of our greenery right to the top. And then we're going to just take our pruning shears and cut about 1 inch or 1.5 inches down. Now, normally I would be using my wire cutters, but since I had my pruning scissors here, I'm just going to go ahead and use those. And I did use 2 bunches of this floral, and I'm going to just evenly poke that in all the way around our styrofoam here, so it fits all the way around our vase. Now we have the top looking all whimsy and romantic, and now we're going to make our bottom look just as beautiful. And again, we're just going to evenly space those all the way around. And when you poke them in, just poke them in about halfway down your styrofoam. You just want to make sure that you're not getting the stem of those coming up where they'll be seen underneath your vase there. And again, I used 2 bunches. And now we have that all the way around our styrofoam there, and that's looking so pretty. And now I have this bunch of carnations that I picked up from Walmart. And we're just going to push our greenery right to the top, just like we did before. And I also have this bunch, I believe these are just smaller carnations. I got these from the Dollar Tree, the red ones. And now pushing our greenery all the way to the top, we're going to go ahead and cut this about an inch, inch and a half down, just like what we did with our other floral picks. I always like to use the greenery. Having different textures and different colors just adds interest whenever you're doing any type of florals. And now that we have those all cut off, you can see every other spot where I have an empty spot from where we've already put our florals in. Every other spot, we're going to go ahead and add in one of our carnations, either the red or the white. So we're going to add the white in. We're going to push it in there. And now I'm going to skip an empty spot between the two. We're going to skip an empty spot between the florals that's already on there, add another white in. And now I'm going to go ahead and push the greenery all the way to the top of our red carnation. And we're going to go ahead and cut that. And now I'm going to put this one right in between the two white ones. Right in between our two white carnations, and I'm just bending that stem up just a little because we want to make sure that that carnation sticks up above the florals that we put on there in the first place. And now cutting an inch down, we're again going to bend that just a hair so that will stick up above the other florals. And we're just going to tuck that right in. And again, just making sure that the stem of our floral does not poke up through the top of our styrofoam. And we're going to continue this all the way around our vase, doing a white and then a red, and a white and a red. And we're not putting too many of our flowers in the base here because the top part of our centerpiece is very light and airy, so we want to keep the bottom portion also kind of light and airy, so we don't want to add too many florals, but just enough to give it that romantic feeling at the bottom. And you can see here exactly how I bend the stem up just a little bit, and that will help so when we poke it in, that flower will be lifted up just a little bit higher than the floral that we put down to begin with. And again, you can see how I bend that stem. And this is our last carnation we're going to put in. And isn't that looking just beautiful? And we turn the lights on and look how gorgeous that looks. Now this is just my white vinyl pad underneath it right now. That shows you how pretty that would look with a white linen tablecloth underneath it. It would look absolutely beautiful. And I'll go ahead and remove that, and you can see how gorgeous it looks just on a wooden table as well. With the lights and the flowers and the hearts and the branches, it is just looking beautiful. You couldn't ask for a better centerpiece for your Valentine's Day coming up. It looks so whimsical and yet romantic. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope this has inspired you to go ahead and make your centerpieces yourself and to save yourself some money doing them. If you like this video, I hope that you'll give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll be notified the next time I upload a video. Thanks so much for watching.